Hi, my name is Nathan. You're watching Nice at Dice, and today I am taking a look at this giant book of battle mats, Volume 2. It's a product for role-playing games, especially fantasy role-playing games, by a company called Local Battle Mats. As you can see, it is a very large book, and every page inside is a map that you can use for combat encounters in role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, etc. I'm going to give you a little bit of a look at some of the maps in here, then I'm going to tell you what I think about this book, its maps, and using it in your role-playing game campaigns. Let's take a look. As you can see, this is a pretty big book. Each page is about 12 inches by 17 inches, something like that. They're all have a 1-inch grid, so they're pretty standard fare as far as RPG encounter maps go. You've got a variety of environments, some like wilderness environments. You got some crossroads there. You've got some dungeon terrain. Here you have kind of like maybe a palace, castle type building backing up into some cave. That's pretty clever. An entrance there. Again, some more like interior rooms. Here's some pretty cool like crypts or catacombs kind of thing. You have an arena. You got like some town maps. Sewers. This is a pretty cool castle. A little village. This one's kind of neat. This is one of the more unique and interesting ones to me. And I feel like there's a couple of ways you could interpret this. I'm not sure exactly what the intention is. It's either sort of like treetop platforms, right? Maybe like a treetop village of some kind. Or I could picture these being just platforms like, you know, just a couple of feet above like a marshy wetland. Something like that. I think you could interpret it either way. I think the intention is probably more for like the treetop village, but I think it could work either way. Either way, it's pretty cool. You get some lava fields here. This is kind of like a pretty cool like coastal ruins type of map. You got some desert, some snowy terrain, ship on the ocean, and a blank map in the back. And I like how on the back of the book you have sort of like little thumbnail images of all the different maps. And they have page numbers underneath them, so it's easy to reference what's in here and turn right to the map that you need. So that's basically what the book is. Let's go back up top now, I'll tell you what I think about it. All right, so as we were looking through there, I was showing you those different maps. You can see there's a good variety of maps. The maps are pretty good quality overall. I like, you know, their artist is pretty good at creating these kinds of maps. So overall, definitely enjoy it. Just a couple of little negative things that I want to point out about it. And these aren't really a big deal, just, you know, some things that stood out to me a little bit. One is you have, you know, maps like this, just kind of like a grassy field. You've got another one here, which is kind of like a generic dungeon floor. Those kinds of maps, which are basically just empty maps, are not that exciting to me. I don't think they're very useful for me as a GM. I know you can get things to dress them up with. You can get, you know, actual like 3D terrain pieces you could lay out on top of them. You can get like vinyl stickers that will stick to the laminated pages, and you can dress them up with those. But again, to me, I would rather have something more unique and interesting on those pages than those essentially blank maps. And then there was one other map that I kind of had, I don't know, I was a little disappointed with. It's a really cool map, but I'll just show you what I'm talking about. All right, you have this arena map, which is a really cool map. I like it a lot. But it's kind of weird because it's only part of an arena. Like you have one end of the arena over here on the left, but you don't have the other end of the arena. Now, if you had 2 copies of this book, you could put the 2 copies of the book end to end, and then you'd have the whole arena. You could even fold one of them over in half, you know, and then you'd have like the middle section here and the other end here. Or you could fold both of them in half and put them end to end, and you just have one, big oval here. So it's kind of neat that you have the option to do that. You have the option, if you have a second book, you can create an arena of essentially 3 different sizes. That's pretty interesting. But the problem is there's really no other maps in the book that there's other maps in the book that you could combine with the same or other maps from a second copy of the book, but there's none other that really are asking for that, in my opinion. This is the only one where the map feels incomplete without having a second copy of the book to combine it with. So for that reason, I feel like I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of an odd decision. I'd rather have a complete arena. Now, of course, you can still use it this way. You can just say that, the action is happening more on this end of the arena than the other. So that's where this is. Or, it could be that this is the whole arena, right? In my mind, I tend to think of arenas as having sort of an oval shape. But maybe this arena just has like a flat wall over here on this end, and there's no seating there. And so this is the whole arena, right? It could be any of those explanations are fine. And again, it's not a big deal. It's still a really cool map. It's just the only map in the book that feels kind of incomplete. So I feel like that's just a tiny knock against it. Now, overall, what I like about this product, I like the size of the maps. They're fairly large, right? Each page is about, like I said, I think 16 or 17 inches by about 11 or 12 inches. So that's a pretty good size. And most of the pages have complementary maps, on the opposite page. So when you have a 2-page spread, now you have a much bigger map, almost the size of your typical poster map, which I think is good. So I mentioned poster maps. Let's talk a little bit about that. So if you are buying maps for role-playing game encounters, you probably have seen poster maps. You've probably also seen, like the map tile products, which are, like little tiles, usually about that big, maybe like 6 inches by 6 inches, something like that. And you can arrange them however you like in order to build out the map that you want. There are pros and cons to either of those types of products. Poster maps have the advantage that they are really quick to set up. You just unfold the map, you throw it on the table, you're ready to go. This, I feel like, is kind of the same thing, but it's even more convenient because it is in the book, so it's really easy to flip through the pages, find the map that you're looking for. I really like, how they essentially have the table of contents on the back with those little thumbnail images of the maps. So it's just really easy to find the map you're looking for, get it on the table real quick, and dive right into the encounter. So I like that. I'm going to compare this real briefly against some other products from Local Battle Mats that I'm familiar with. You may have seen my reviews on here for their set of battle mat books. There's 2 books in a set for the dungeon, 2 books in the set for towns and taverns, and they have a 2-book set coming out for wilderness encounters as well. The thing that I like about those is between those 2 books and the way that they fold open, fold over, etc. You can combine the 2 books together in various ways. You can create some really versatile environments for your encounters. That's pretty cool about those sets. This doesn't have quite as much versatility as those sets, but I do like how for essentially the same price as one of those sets of books, you get a much broader range of different environments for encounters, right? So with the sets, you have basically the dungeon, town encounters, and wilderness encounters when that one comes out. This book covers all 3 of those. It's got some maps for dungeons. It's got some maps for towns and taverns. It's got some maps for the wilderness. It's also got some really, other, different things like, you've got like some temples. You've got that arena. You've got, like lava fields, snowy environments. You've got an ocean environment with the ship, so you've got a broad range of environments all in one book. So that's pretty cool. I'd say that this is a really nice product for people who are just getting into like D&D or Pathfinder or those other like fantasy RPGs, tabletop RPGs. Someone who's just getting into it, or someone who wants to keep their number of products in their personal library very slim. right? Because this covers a lot of ground with just a single book. It's very convenient to take with you, find the map you need, and have it on the table very quickly. So I like that. I do like their book sets. I will say that their book sets are more versatile. If you want a better idea of how their book sets work and you haven't seen my other reviews, I'll put links into the description of this video for those videos so you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about when I mention those book sets. But I'll just say I think the book sets are kind of more master level products, if you will, like super versatile, lots of options within their specific category of encounter, be it dungeons or towns or wilderness. Whereas this is kind of a more basic entry level product in that it covers a lot more options. It covers a lot more categories, but it gives you fewer options within those categories. All right, that's basically what it boils down to. So overall, I like this product. I think it's a great addition to my library. I think it would be a great addition for especially new GMs who are just starting out and they want one product that will give them maps for a lot of different scenarios. I think that is probably the key appeal of this. But overall, I think it's an excellent addition as far as just giving you more maps, a large variety of maps for any GM who wants to expand their collection of maps. So overall, definitely a good product. I recommend it. I will mention I am not affiliated with Local Battle Mats in any way. This is not a paid review, but I did receive this as a free gift from the publisher. So despite that, I have done my best to give an objective review, and hopefully this has been helpful to you. My name is Nathan. You're watching Nice at Dice. Thank you so much for watching, and you enjoy the rest of your day.